They don't say it out loud, but they watch you like someone trying to decipher a code that shouldn't exist in the first place. Because the truth is, you move through life with a level of inner strength that doesn't match the chapter you've lived or the battles you've survived. You shouldn't be this steady. You shouldn't be this composed. You shouldn't be this sharp, this emotionally intelligent, this focused. Yet here you are, a walking contradiction to everything they assumed you'd collapse under. They keep trying to make sense of your rise, your grit, your power, your calm responses, your smart decisions, your unbothered reactions, and it gets confusing for them. Because every time they think they understand you, you shift again. Every time they think they've mapped you out, you elevate again. Every time they think they've reached your limit, you break past it like it was never a limit to begin with. And it drives them wild. People don't understand how someone who's been through so much can operate with so much discipline, clarity, and maturity. They don't get how someone who's had knives thrown at their back can still speak with respect, still move with integrity, still hold a calm tone, still walk with quiet self-respect. They don't get how you learned to keep your emotions under control when others your age or in your situation would have fallen apart. They don't understand how you built so much inner stability without anyone holding your hand, without anyone guiding you, without someone cheering for you behind the scenes. They don't get how someone who was doubted, dismissed, underestimated, or even betrayed still managed to walk forward as if those wounds became armor instead of anchors. You have this effect on people. They observe you like they're trying to catch the moment you break, but you don't. They expect you to lose focus, but you don't. They expect you to lash out, but you don't. They expect you to give up, but you move even smarter. Because you've reached a point where you don't operate from pain anymore. You operate from precision. You don't speak impulsively. You speak with intention. You don't react emotionally. You respond strategically. And people who operated around you based on your old self, your old patterns, your old wounds, they're confused now. Because that version of you doesn't exist anymore. You built a stronger version, a wiser version. A version that doesn't get manipulated by flattery or guilt. A version that doesn't fall for drama or pressure. A version that doesn't lose direction because of noise around them. A version that refuses to shrink just to make someone else feel comfortable. Your energy itself is different now. You don't chase. You don't cling. You don't beg for understanding. You don't explain yourself unless you choose to. People feel that. People pick up on it. People see it in how you carry yourself, in how you take pauses before responding, in how you protect your peace. Like it's a private treasure only the worthy should ever get near. They notice how you're no longer available for situations that drain you, conversations that lead nowhere, people who come with chaos, or environments that don't return the energy you give. You've grown into someone who knows their value without needing validation, someone who knows their worth without needing reminders, someone who knows their path without needing approval. And the wildest part? This version of you wasn't built through praise. It wasn't built through comfort. It wasn't built because people supported you. It was built because you had moments where you had no one. Moments where you were forced to analyze yourself deeper. Moments where you had to rebuild your identity. Moments where you had to decide whether you'd let pain shape you or sharpen you. And you chose the path that most people avoid. You chose to grow. You chose to heal. You chose to change direction instead of repeating patterns. You chose to confront your own flaws instead of projecting them. You chose emotional maturity, even when it meant losing people who preferred the old you, because they could control the old you. You chose self-respect, even when it meant standing alone. You chose to walk away without creating a scene. You chose peace over attention. You chose growth over comfort. You chose discipline over distractions. And that's exactly why you're seen as next-level badass now. Because you earned this version of yourself. You didn't inherit it. You didn't borrow it. You didn't copy it. You built it through trials. Most people wouldn't survive with their mind intact. You built it through experiences that forced emotional evolution. You built it through heartbreak, disappointment, self-reflection, and 1,000 moments where giving up would have been easier. You built it through nights where you questioned everything, including your own strength. But you didn't fold. You didn't surrender to fear, to confusion, to loneliness. You kept going. And what you built in silence is now showing itself so loudly that people can't help but wonder how you became this version of yourself. There's a level of magnetism around you now. People don't know if they should admire you, fear you, desire you, or keep their distance. Some want to get closer. Some want to decode you. Some want to learn from you. Some want to copy you. Some want to compete with you. Some want to destroy what they can't reach. And some are attracted to you in ways they don't understand because your energy carries depth. The kind of depth that only comes from someone who's fought their way through internal battles and came out with clarity instead of chaos. You have this presence now. A presence that enters a room before you speak. A presence that makes people sit up straighter when you walk near them. A presence that feels grounded, controlled, and powerful. A presence that makes even confident people hesitate or rethink their approach. But what they don't know is that your presence is simply the reflection of the private work you've done. The emotional labor, the self-discipline, the identity rearranging, the spiritual reflection, the mental strengthening, the self-awareness that you cultivated alone. And the interesting part? People who try to judge your life from the outside don't understand the inner transformation you've gone through. They only see your actions, not your evolution. They see your confidence, not the insecurities you destroyed. They see your calm, not the anxiety you overcame. They see your discipline, not the temptations you fought. They see your strength, not the nights you held yourself together. They see your boundaries, not the betrayals that taught you why you needed them. They see your progress, but they don't see the sacrifices that made it possible. This is why people stare at you with that strange curiosity. You don't match the version they created in their mind. You don't match the assumptions they made. You don't match the limitations they tried to place on you. And it confuses them because you don't move like someone who was shaped by other people's opinions. You move like someone shaped by their own decisions. You move like someone who isn't influenced by pressure. You move like someone who knows exactly who they are and exactly where they're going. There are people in your environment right now who feel a strange mix of admiration and discomfort around you. They respect your elevation, but they're unsettled by it because it makes them confront their own lack of discipline. They admire your growth, but it threatens their sense of superiority. They're drawn to you, but intimidated by how unaffected you are by their presence. They want access to your energy, but they know they can't step to you with anything less than authenticity now. And that scares them, because they're used to people who tolerate inconsistency. They're used to people who seek approval. They're used to people who shrink. But you're not that type. And whether you see it or not, someone specific has been watching you more intensely than others. Someone who can't understand how you stay so composed. Someone who can't understand how you've grown without their involvement. Someone who stepped back but now feels the pull to come forward again. Someone who thought you'd struggle without them, but now sees you thriving without needing them at all. And it's doing something to them internally. They feel this mix of regret, longing, confusion, and an unexplainable urge to reconnect. They feel drawn to you because your energy evolved. They feel drawn to you because you mastered yourself. They feel drawn to you because you've become the type of person whose presence demands respect without you having to ask for it. This is where your story gets even more interesting, because the path ahead of you is starting to widen. You're stepping into a space where your confidence is no longer defensive, it's natural. Your boundaries are no longer reactions, they're standards. Your focus is no longer survival, it's expansion. And the people around you are sensing it. Some are impressed, some are confused, some are intimidated, and some are preparing to approach you, thinking they can benefit from your energy without giving anything in return. But you're not the type to fall into those traps anymore. You've grown too wise, too observant, too intuitive. And now, as your environment shifts, as your influence strengthens, as your self-awareness expands, something even more powerful is taking shape beneath the surface, something that will completely alter the way certain people interact with you, something that will change the dynamic of your relationships, your opportunities, your direction. Because you're no longer someone people can easily predict, manage, read, or box into their expectations. You've become the type of person who forces others to adjust themselves when they stand in your presence. Because you're no longer operating from your older patterns, older fears, older insecurities. You've stepped into a mental and emotional posture that demands people rise to meet you, or step out of the way entirely. And what's fascinating now is that they're feeling it before you even speak, before you even act, before you even reveal your plans. It's in the way you carry yourself, in the way you look at situations differently, in the way you don't attach yourself to outcomes anymore. You walk into a room with a presence that's grounded, sharp, and elevated without trying to prove anything. And that alone is creating a shift people weren't prepared for. It's not just that you've grown. It's that you've grown in a direction no one expected. You didn't just develop new strengths. You eliminated weaknesses that people thought they could rely on. You cut off access points they used to exploit. You stopped reacting to triggers that once controlled you. You broke free from little patterns that once gave them hints about your mindset. And now, they see nothing they can predict, nothing they can manipulate, nothing they can weaponize against you. That unpredictability is intimidating. It forces people to watch you more carefully, speak to you more cautiously, handle you with more respect, because they know one wrong move could expose their real intentions. Your new presence feels like a mirror that reflects exactly who people are. And that's why so many are acting differently around you. Some admire you deeply, some fear you quietly, some study you obsessively, some envy you silently, and some don't know whether to align with you or distance themselves from you, because your new energy disrupts every smaller energy around you. You've become someone who makes people question themselves, their confidence, their motives, their competence, their value. Because when someone sees you rising faster than expected, evolving faster than predicted, adjusting faster than anyone assumed, it creates a psychological pressure that exposes where they stand in comparison. People who once thought they were ahead now feel behind. People who expected you to stay stuck now see you moving in directions they can't follow. People who overlooked you now feel foolish. People who underestimated you now feel threatened. And people who pretended not to notice you now can't look away. This version of you has become a living reminder that growth can be quiet, but still destructive. Destructive to ego, destructive to assumptions, destructive to hierarchies people built in their heads. And the reason your presence is hitting them so hard now is because you're no longer responding from that old emotional base. Your reactions have changed. Your choices have changed. Your standards have changed. You don't chase. You don't prove. You don't explain. You don't shrink. You don't settle. You don't tolerate low effort, low energy, or low integrity. This creates a psychological shift in the people around you, because when they interact with you now, they feel the weight of your discernment. They feel your boundaries before you speak. They feel your confidence before you make a move. They feel your clarity even when you're silent. And this shift is making certain people uncomfortable, not because you've done anything wrong, but because they realize they no longer have the influence over you they once had. They can't pull you into their drama. They can't trap you in emotional loops. They can't use guilt, pressure, or fear to get a reaction. They can't make you accept excuses. They can't breadcrumb you with effort. They can't manipulate you with mixed signals. They can't distract you from your goals. You've become immune to old tactics. And when you become immune, people either evolve with you or expose themselves, trying to drag you backward. Many of the shifts you're seeing now are people revealing who they truly are under the pressure of your growth. You've entered a phase where your value is undeniable, not because you're trying to prove it, but because you embody it effortlessly. You move with a kind of internal stability that people can feel, a calm but powerful confidence that says you know exactly who you are and where you're going. And that scares those who are still trying to find themselves. It frustrates those who wanted you dependent on them. It angers those who benefited when you doubted yourself. It confuses those who assumed they understood you. And it motivates those who truly respect you. Your growth has become a filter. People are sorting themselves without you saying a word. What's even more powerful is that your intuition has sharpened. You can read people faster. You can sense intentions quicker. You can feel the difference between someone who's genuine and someone who's pretending. You can see past words into energy. And because you understand more, you tolerate less. You don't have space for emotional immaturity, manipulation, inconsistency, or half-hearted connections. You're not interested in being around people who drain you, distract you, or diminish your potential. You want alignment, depth, ambition, integrity, and nothing less. This new level of clarity is reshaping your environment because you're no longer matching the energy around you. You're raising the standard, and anyone who can't keep up naturally falls away. But here's the part that's becoming even more interesting. Someone out there is watching this transformation in real time. They see how you've shifted. They notice how much more attractive you've become, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, energetically. Your confidence is drawing them in. Your discipline is inspiring them. Your resilience is intriguing them. Your unpredictability is making them obsessed. There's someone who used to underestimate you, or someone who pretended they didn't care, or someone who acted cold to protect their own vulnerability, and now they're realizing they misread you completely. They thought you were easy to forget, easy to replace, easy to decode. But now they're seeing the layers they never bothered to look for. They're seeing the depth they weren't prepared to handle. And they're realizing that the version of you they knew was only a fraction of what you were becoming. Now they're analyzing everything: your words, your behavior, your silence, your progress, your distance. They're overthinking every interaction because they can feel you slipping out of reach. They can feel you leveling up in a way that makes them question whether they still have a place in your life. They can feel the shift in your standards, and they're trying to decide whether they're willing to rise to meet them, or whether they're too afraid to even try. There's a tension building inside them because they know if they don't make a move soon, they'll lose their chance entirely. They're watching your growth with equal parts: admiration, regret, desire, and fear. But you're not waiting on anyone. You're not slowing down. You're not bending your standards. You're not compromising your identity for the sake of comfort or connection. You're stepping into opportunities that weren't available to the old version of you. You're entering rooms you used to dream about. You're attracting attention you never used to receive. You're stepping into alignment with things that match your potential, not your past. And the momentum you're building now is leading you into a phase where you won't even have to announce your wins. They'll speak for themselves. People are watching you glow up in ways they didn't think were possible for you. They're noticing the small details: the discipline in your choices, the clarity in your speech, the calmness in your energy, the strength in your boundaries. They're noticing how people respond to you differently now, how your presence carries more weight, how your voice commands more respect, how your decisions have more intention behind them. They're realizing you've become someone whose life is moving forward, whether anyone supports you or not. And what's coming next is going to intensify this shift even further. Because there's a major turning point forming in the near future. Not a dramatic event, not a sudden explosion, but a compound effect of every internal upgrade you've been making. It's something that will solidify this new phase you're stepping into. Something that will pull you into a higher level of influence, opportunities, and recognition. Something that will make your growth impossible to ignore. Something that will change the way people navigate around you. Because you're becoming someone who doesn't just move differently. You're becoming someone who alters the environment simply by being present in it. And as this turning point approaches, you'll notice more signs that your energy is expanding. More eyes on you, more reactions to you, more unsolicited attention, more people projecting onto you, more people testing your boundaries, more people wanting access but not knowing how to earn it, more people feeling drawn to you without understanding why, and more people exposing their discomfort as they realize they can't control you, contain you, or predict you. This is where the next chapter begins to shape itself. This is where your identity aligns with your purpose. This is where you shift from reacting to life to directing it. This is where you stop walking into rooms wondering how you'll fit and start walking into rooms knowing you're the one who changes the atmosphere. This is where your presence becomes a force. Your decisions become sharper. Your influence becomes stronger, and your path becomes clearer. And soon, very soon, you're going to step into something that permanently elevates you beyond the version of yourself people were comfortable with. A moment, an opportunity, a realization, a connection, a breakthrough. Something that will push you into a domain where you finally feel like you're operating at your true capacity. And the moment you step into that space, everything around you begins to rearrange itself. People who once felt close suddenly feel distant, not because you changed who you are, but because your new level exposes the gaps they ignored within themselves. They start to sense that the ground is shifting, that you're no longer reachable in the ways they were used to, that your energy has transitioned into something sharper, clearer, harder to influence. It's like you're walking through life with a new kind of authority, one that doesn't need to be announced or explained. It's simply understood. This next phase pulls you into environments that match your strength instead of appealing to your weakness. You're no longer attracted to chaos, confusion, or inconsistency. You're drawn toward clarity, direction, and intentionality. And because of that, the way you interact with people changes too. You're no longer impressed by surface-level confidence. You're more aware of who's real, who's performing, who's hiding, and who's genuine. You've gained a kind of inner intelligence that makes manipulation nearly impossible. People feel it when they speak to you, that you can see through their excuses, their exaggerations, their hidden motives. And this is exactly why certain people are getting nervous. Because as you elevate, their inability to keep up becomes more noticeable. But that's the beauty of this transformation. You're no longer shrinking to make anyone comfortable. You're no longer diluting yourself to keep the peace. You're no longer pretending you're not evolving just to maintain familiar connections. You have stepped into a version of yourself that demands alignment, not tolerance. And the moment you start aligning with your true capacity, the world mirrors that back to you. New people start gravitating toward you, not because you tried to attract them, but because your growth created a frequency they can feel from a distance. They're drawn to your discipline, your strength, your clarity, the way you've rebuilt yourself piece by piece, without seeking validation for any of it. They can sense that you've done the internal work most people avoid, and that alone places you in a category very few ever reach. What's even more powerful is that you no longer fear being seen. You're not hiding your ambition anymore. You're not downplaying your intelligence. You're not apologizing for your standards. You're not holding back your voice. You've realized that stepping into your full capacity doesn't isolate you. It places you exactly where you were always meant to be. It's not arrogance, it's internal alignment. It's owning the truth that you've earned your strength, your clarity, your confidence, your capabilities. And people feel that authenticity in every move you make. But here's the part that's going to shock certain individuals. The moment you reach this new level, you start attracting the kind of people who once ignored you, dismissed you, or saw you as background energy. Now they're noticing you. Now they're interested in you. Now they're replaying their previous interactions, realizing they misjudged you. They were expecting you to plateau, to remain predictable, to stay accessible. Instead, you've become someone who's outgrown the environments they're still trying to impress. The contrast is uncomfortable for them because it forces them to confront their own stagnation. And while they're wrestling with that discomfort, someone else entirely different is watching you from a distance. Someone who sees you clearly. Someone who respects your journey. Someone who feels drawn toward the intensity and depth you carry now. This is not someone who wants to control you or reduce you. This is someone who feels that your rise matches something inside them. Someone who sees you not as a challenge, but as a match. Someone who isn't intimidated by your confidence, your boundaries, your intelligence, your vision. They see your strength as something to admire, not something to compete with. And the moment they enter your path, you'll feel a shift. not because they complete you, but because they match the level you've elevated to. But you're not rushing into anything. You're not searching for approval, attachment, or distraction. You've developed a kind of emotional discipline that makes you selective. You're moving with purpose. You're choosing people based on alignment, not impulse. You crave depth, not confusion. You crave honesty, not performance. You crave reciprocity, not pressure. And this new level of self-respect is shaping your next steps, your next decisions, your next connections. You're becoming someone who no longer reacts to energy. You set the tone. You no longer absorb external chaos. You neutralize it. You no longer get caught in situations below your level. You walk away before they drain you. This is how you maintain your momentum. This is how you protect your mental clarity. This is how you ensure that your elevation continues without interruption. And because of this, the opportunities coming next aren't random. They're aligned with your growth. They're designed to stretch you further, to place you in positions where you influence outcomes, not follow them. You're entering a period where your work gets recognized without you broadcasting it, where people speak your name in rooms you've never entered, where the efforts you invested in silence begin returning results that surprise even you, where your inner transformation produces outer rewards. And the more you step into this, the more natural it begins to feel, not forced, not external, just aligned. And here's what's emerging now, a deeper awareness of your own strength. You're realizing you don't need validation to trust your decisions. You don't need reassurance to continue moving forward. You don't need anyone to approve your path. You don't need to prove your worth. You've released that older version of you who needed people to understand you. Now you understand yourself, and that is enough. This self-understanding becomes the foundation for everything you're about to build. You'll notice this shift in subtle ways first. The things that used to drain you now feel irrelevant. The people who once triggered you no longer have access to your emotions. The situations that once confused you now appear simple and predictable. You walk through environments with an awareness that keeps you grounded, observant, untouchable. It's not that the world became easier. It's that you became stronger, sharper, harder to influence, harder to mislead. This new level of clarity is what frees you. This is what allows you to move with intention instead of reacting out of habit. And the moment you start living this way, life begins opening doors that were previously closed. Not because you didn't deserve them before, but because you weren't in the mindset to walk through them. Opportunities favor people who move with direction. Connections form around people who know their worth. Progress accelerates for people who are no longer controlled by fear. You're stepping into that category now, the category of individuals who shape their future consciously instead of surviving their past unconsciously. And the more you step into this, the more the world begins to respond. You'll begin attracting chances that require the strongest version of you. Leadership roles, deeper partnerships, strategic alliances, elevated environments, conversations that challenge you, paths that expand your abilities. These aren't small shifts. They're major indicators that your life is upgrading because you upgraded internally first. And the moment you accept that this is where you belong, the faster things begin to align. You stop questioning whether you're ready. You stop doubting whether you're capable. You stop entertaining thoughts that limit your potential. You step into rooms with the understanding that you're meant to be there. You're meant to contribute, to grow, to influence, to evolve. And as this happens, you'll notice people treating you differently. Some will admire you more openly. Some will respect you more deeply, some will approach you with greater caution, and some will distance themselves because they can't handle the version of you who knows their worth. This is natural. Growth always alters your environment. But instead of losing anything important, you're simply making room for what matches your higher level. You're no longer accepting connections that hold you back. You're no longer repeating cycles that drain you. You're no longer allowing access to individuals who haven't earned it. This is how your elevation becomes permanent, by protecting yourself from anything that lowers your standards. But what's even more interesting is that someone from your past, someone who once overlooked you or misread you, is beginning to feel the weight of your evolution in a way they can't escape. They recognize that you're no longer the same person they thought they understood. They can sense the distance, the growth, the transformation, and it's creating a tension inside them. Not anger, not resentment, but regret. Regret for not valuing you earlier. Regret for not appreciating you fully. Regret for not seeing your potential when it was still unfolding. They're watching the person you've become, and the realization is hitting them hard. They lost access to someone who was always going to become extraordinary. Meanwhile, a new presence is forming in your path. Someone who sees you clearly from the beginning. Someone who respects your strength. Someone who understands your depth. Someone who recognizes your worth without needing to see your history. This is a connection that aligns with your new level. A connection that matches your ambition, your mindset, your evolution. And when it arrives, you'll feel the difference immediately. Not because it overwhelms you, but because it fits. It matches. It aligns. It brings clarity instead of confusion, support instead of pressure, balance instead of chaos. This next chapter of your life will not be marked by settling. It will be marked by alignment. You're entering a phase where everything becomes more intentional. Your relationships, your ambitions, your habits, your routines, your decisions. You'll feel a pull toward things that expand you rather than distract you. You'll start prioritizing what nourishes your growth rather than what temporarily entertains your emotions. You'll think ahead, move strategically, and operate with a level of self-control that makes your path smoother, clearer, and more powerful. This is the level where you begin acting like the person you always wanted to become, and the world begins responding accordingly. This final stage of your transformation isn't loud, it isn't chaotic, it isn't dramatic. It's precise, structured, grounded, intentional. You're not rising out of desperation anymore. You're rising out of alignment. You're not searching for a lifeline. You're building a foundation. You're not looking for validation. You're creating your own path. And as you continue evolving, you'll notice something important. Life starts feeling easier, not because the challenges disappear, but because you're operating with more resilience, more understanding, more purpose. You're no longer shaken by every setback. You're no longer thrown off by every obstacle. You adapt faster. You recover faster. You decide faster. This is what true growth looks like. And when the moment arrives, the moment when the breakthrough finally becomes visible, when the opportunity finally lands, when the recognition finally reaches you, you'll realize something that ties this entire script together. You never needed external permission to rise. You only needed internal clarity. And now that you have it, there is nothing that can pull you back into the person you used to be. You've stepped into your capacity. You've stepped into your direction. You've stepped into your identity. And from here on out, everything you touch will carry the mark of someone who rebuilt themselves with intention, discipline, and unshakable self-respect.